Hey you guys, today we are breaking down Sora's base combat and movement abilities from Kingdom Hearts 3. It is something I've really been looking forward to, and I'm so excited to finally be able to put this video out. For this breakdown, we'll be cutting it down into multiple sections. We will talk about the different combos, the modifiers, Flowmotion, guarding and the reprisals, magic, movement, and underwater mechanics. This is probably going to be a pretty long and detailed video, so grab some popcorn, get comfy, and let's get into it. We will be starting with the base combat for Sora first. The ground combos are actually extremely similar to Kingdom Hearts 2. Sora has 3 attacks in the base combo: an overhead slash, a thrust, and a horizontal attack. Like with Kingdom Hearts 2, the attacks you deal are situational. If you are attacking a single enemy, then you will open your combo with the overhead slash. Sora holds the Keyblade with 2 hands as he jumps into the air and slices downward. If you are far away from an enemy, you will do the thrusting attack, which shows Sora crouching back and thrusting forward, spawning a ray of light in front of him and a burst of spiraling air behind. The horizontal attack triggers when you are surrounded by enemies. Sora crouches and turns before jumping into the air, twisting as he slices out at enemies. There are 4 combo finishers that Sora has access to. 1 is his base finisher, and 3 are obtained later on. These finishers stack and have a finishing plus effect to them, so you don't need an extra ability that lets you trigger another combo finisher. As soon as you get the finisher, you can add it on to the end of your combo. I'll talk more about how the combo works in Kingdom Hearts 3 later on. Anyways, Sora's base combo finisher shows him flipping into the air before slicing downwards, causing a ray of light to spawn. This looks incredibly similar to the Quick Blitz ability. The second combo finisher, Speed Slash, has Sora doing 2 diagonal slashes downward before spinning and slashing outwards with his Keyblade. These beams of light appear following Sora's slashes during this attack. The next combo finisher, Triple Rush, shows Sora spinning on one foot as he spins the Keyblade in his hand. Sora then thrusts forward 3 times quickly, spawning a ray of light each time. This is pretty reminiscent to the thrust seen in the normal combo. This finisher will trigger if you are a certain distance away from the enemy. The last combo finisher, Magic Flash, has Sora floating up and dashing forward before spinning and raising his Keyblade, causing a beam of blue light to appear. White sparkles also appear around the Keyblade as well as around Sora during the attack. The base attacks in the air also have similarities to Sora's combat from Kingdom Hearts 2. Sora does both a downward strike and an upward strike, as well as the same horizontal slash he does on the ground. The base combo finisher in the air shows Sora doing an attack that looks extremely similar to Aerial Spiral from Kingdom Hearts 2. Both attacks show Sora twisting backwards before spinning with the Keyblade out, striking enemies. In Kingdom Hearts 3 though, Sora does 2 flips before stretching out and moving to face forwards again as he does a backflip slashing at enemies. Speed Slash is slightly different in that the horizontal slashes are not both downward like the one on the ground. Sora slices down first, but then slices upwards horizontally with the second slash before doing the spinning slash. Magic Flash and Triple Rush do not change in the air. Triple Rush does seem to have lost the rays of light on the first 2 thrusts though. Something interesting about the new combo system is that if you have no combo pluses, the combo finishers will take the place of the regular attacks in the combo. So, for example, if you have 3 combo finishers equipped and no combo pluses, you will do 1 normal attack before moving on to the combo finishers. If you have 1 combo plus equipped, you will do 2 attacks before the combo finishers, and with 2 combo pluses, you will do 3 attacks before the finishers. There are also some situational attacks in Kingdom Hearts 3. If Sora is in the air and far away from an enemy, he'll do an attack that will bring him close to the enemy. If you are above the enemy in the air, Sora will twist in the air before slicing towards the enemy. Sora will use the momentum from the attack to flip. If you are lower than the enemy, Sora will do the upward strike he does in the normal combo. If Sora is sliding down a hill when you attack, Sora will drop the Keyblade on the ground and twist into the air before landing on it like a skateboard and dashing at the enemy. This may be a subtle nod to both the Sky Climber command style from Birth by Sleep and the skateboarding mechanic from Kingdom Hearts 2. If you are free running, Sora will jump off the wall flipping forwards before attacking with a spinning slash. If you are running to the right, Sora will skip the flip and just jump into the air before doing 2 spinning slashes. If you are running to the left, Sora will also do the spinning slashes but will flip backwards instead of forwards. There are also some combo finishers that you will do with Donald and Goofy if you are close enough to them. Donald has 3 situational attacks, which are Unison Fire, Blizzard, and Thunder. These are AoE elemental attacks that Sora and Donald cast together. Goofy's team attacks are Fusion Rocket and Fusion Spin. Fusion Rocket shows Sora and Goofy jumping into the air before spiraling forward, bashing enemies out of the way. Fusion Spin is an AoE attack showing Sora grabbing Goofy and throwing him forward, making him spin around Sora. There are also 3 combo modifiers for Sora. 1 is a situational modifier and 2 are circle modifiers. The situational attack, Falling Slash, triggers if you are above a grounded enemy. Sora twists in the air before raising his Keyblade over his head and slamming it down on the enemy. The circle modifiers, Rising Spiral and Ground Breaker, are transitional modifiers that let you either send the enemy up into the air from a ground combo or send an enemy to the ground from an air combo. Rising Spiral is simply what the name says, a rising attack that shows Sora twisting in a spiral. Ground breakers show Sora doing a flipping slash. When the enemy is hit by this, they will fly towards the ground. Much like Kingdom Hearts 2, you have to have a preceding attack before you can trigger it, though Combo Master lets you trigger these even if your attacks miss, contrary to Kingdom Hearts 2, where your hit had to connect before you could use a square modifier. The circle modifiers in Kingdom Hearts 3 can also be triggered by any kind of attack, including right after a Flowmotion attack. I'll save this for another video, but I do want to note that while Sora's base form does not have the same level of combo modifier abilities as Kingdom Hearts 2, most of his form changes have unique combo modifiers such as sliding dash variants or vicinity break variants. Anyways, Sora has access to Flowmotion in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is signified by Sora having a blue aura. During movement, blue orbs will trail behind him. Sora has special Flowmotion abilities like Super Slide, which lets you dash off a wall, and Super Jump, which lets you jump incredibly high after triggering Flowmotion. Super Jump can only be used once per Flowmotion cycle though, and cannot be spammed endlessly like it could in Dream Drop Distance. What I mean by this is you can't dash into a wall, Super Jump, and then dash into another wall and Super Jump again. You have to land on the ground, go out of Flowmotion before you can dash into a wall and Super Jump again. Anyways, it seems grinding on rails is also Flowmotion since Sora glows blue while riding the rails, and blue orbs can be seen flying behind him. While grinding, you have access to the commands Blaster, Super Slide, and Jump. The Blaster attack shows Sora shooting out orbs of light that have sparkles trailing behind them. Super Slide is the same dash that you can trigger off of walls, and Jump is the Super Jump ability talked about previously. Air Step is another Flowmotion move and can be used with the Shot Lock mechanic. When you air step, Sora will fly towards the enemy and kick off of them, flipping backwards. A kind of glass shattering effect can be seen around the area you kick off as well. After you air step over to an enemy, you have the ability to attack with Flowmotion. Many of the Flowmotion attacks are similar to the attacks from Dream Drop Distance. The first attack, Sonic Slash, though, is unique to Kingdom Hearts 3 and shows Sora doing a 2-hit combo. The first hit is a downward slash followed up by an upward strike that flips Sora backwards. This can be used to hit enemies up into the air. You can chain straight into a combo from Flowmotion attacks, which is pretty convenient. Sonic Cleave is a Flowmotion attack that shows Sora twisting in the air before raising the Keyblade over his head and slamming it down to the ground. This causes a giant ray of light to shoot forward, as well as 2 smaller rays to shoot out diagonally on either side. The other 2 Flowmotion attacks happen while spinning on poles. If you dash into a pole, Sora will spin a couple of times around it, showing the tip of his Keyblade glowing with light, as well as a ray of light spinning around the pole. This spinning pulls in enemies who are close enough. If you are spinning on a vertical pole, Sora will do an attack called Buzzsaw. This attack actually triggers if you are surrounded by enemies as well. Sora spins around in the air, slashing outwards at enemies. There is 1 ray of light that follows a slash, but then there is also 2 rays of light that spawn halfway through the attack. Light also spirals out from the center of this attack. If Sora is spinning on a horizontal pole, he'll do an attack called Somersault. This shows him flipping in the air, slashing out at enemies around the pole before dashing forward with the attack. This attack spawns the double rays of light, as well as showing light spiraling out. Something that is kind of associated with Flowmotion is that if you dash towards a wall and then fall off without touching the control stick, Sora will bug and have access to Combo Master. From my testing, this is the only way I've been able to make this Combo Master bug work. What I mean by this is if you don't have Combo Master equipped and you dash into a wall, fall off of it, as you can see on screen, you can keep attacking and go through your entire combo. Anyways, moving on, Sora's guard in Kingdom Hearts 3 is the same as his guard in Kingdom Hearts 2, though Sora can guard on both the ground and air now in 3. Sora twists and holds his Keyblade out in front of himself. If a hit connects with his guard, Sora will flip forward and hold his free hand up to his Keyblade to brace himself. Like Kingdom Hearts 2, the guard animation looks a little bugged out since in one frame his back is facing the enemy, and in the next he is completely twisted around to face the enemy. On your journey, you will gain 3 reprisals that let you counterattack after you successfully guard an attack. These can only be equipped one at a time. The first reprisal is called Counter Slash and is a simple upward slash. Sora spins and slashes upwards, causing sparks to fly into the air. The slash pulls Sora into the air and he twists once before coming back down to the ground. Counter Impact shows Sora doing a spinning slash as 4 beams of light shoot up from the ground around him. Air is also pushed out during this attack. The last reprisal, Counter Kick, shows Sora jumping back and flipping twice before jumping off the air and sending his Keyblade down by his feet as it spins around, drilling into enemies. Light streams back around Sora during this attack. At the end of the attack, he grabs his Keyblade and flips back. I actually think this attack is pretty reminiscent to the finisher for Sky Climber. If you have the ability Final Blow equipped, you can teleport to an enemy and continue attacking after a successful reprisal. The attack you do is similar to the Speed Slash combo finisher. Sora will do 2 diagonal strikes upward before doing a rising spinning strike. After this teleporting attack, you can continue with a normal combo. If you are fighting a strong enemy, sometimes they will break your guard. If you have the ability Wrist Dodge equipped, you can dodge the incoming attack and counterattack. These are the ones I have found so far, though there may be some enemies I've missed. One dodge shows Sora jumping over the enemy, flipping and twisting in the air. Attacking during this dodge will show Sora's Keyblade flashing with light and glowing with a golden color. Sora will throw his Keyblade at the enemy in a Strike Raid-esque manner before calling the Keyblade back to his hand. Another dodge shows him sliding around the enemy to get behind him. Birth by Sleep actually had a similar mechanic. If you attack during this dodge, Sora will do 2 diagonal slashes upward before doing a flipping slash that sends a ray of light flying forward. The only other dodge I found was when you were fighting the rock troll. Sora will slide between its legs, and if you attack, Sora will plunge his Keyblade into the ground before slicing up with 2 diagonal slashes. Also, once Sora teleported rather than sliding out of the rock troll's legs, and did this attack here, which looks like he is doing the same diagonal slashes, though they are going downward instead of upward. I've only had this happen once though, and couldn't get it to trigger again. If you've seen one that I missed, let me know down in the comments below. Critical Mode introduced a new ability called Critical Counter, which increased the damage of reprisals if you blocked right before an enemy attacked. Alongside guarding, you also have aerial recovery, as well as an ability called Payback Strike that lets you counterattack after recovering. This shows Sora flipping upside down before slashing out horizontally in a circle. He then follows it up with 2 diagonal slashes downward before ending with a diagonal slash upward. I don't want to spend too much time breaking down magic since it's pretty self-explanatory. I do want to point out though that casts of fire are seemingly faster with each upgrade, and Firaga can bounce off of certain walls or surfaces. Also, water magic gives you a couple iframes and also can attack shadows that are hiding in the ground. Blizzard and Thunder also have the ability to cause status effects to enemies. Also use Firaga against the final boss fight against the 13 vessels because holy crap. Anyways, let's move on. Sora has quite a few movement options in Kingdom Hearts 3, including double flight, gliding, and dodging. When you dodge on the ground, you will obviously do a dodge roll, and while you are in the air, you will do an air dash, which changes to an air dodge during battle. Dodging is a good way of breaking out of a combo if you see a threat coming. Free running and falling are pretty self-explanatory, so I won't be covering them. Though I did want to point out that the attack option will change to diving strike when the attack is available while free falling. And while free running, if you start running up a wall and stop moving, Sora will kick off the wall into a flip before landing on the ground. Also, there's a special animation for when Sora is falling close to a wall. Sora will kind of hug the wall while falling. Sora's base idle animation shows him putting his hands behind his head and leaning back slightly. Ventus does a similar thing in Birth by Sleep. During battle, Sora's idle animation shows him looking around in a ready stance. Sora's normal jumping animation as well as his high jump animation are pretty similar to his Kingdom Hearts 1 jumps. Sora also has a completely different arsenal when fighting underwater. His combo has 3 attacks and a combo finisher. The first attack shows Sora curling into a ball and flipping before doing a flipping slash that shoots forward a wave of light. He then follows it up with 3 quick thrusts that each shoot forward an orb of water. The last attack before the combo finisher is an AoE attack that shows Sora spinning around slashing out at enemies. The combo finisher has Sora pulling back before thrusting his hand forward, spinning the Keyblade in front of himself and causing a tornado-like effect. I'm not a huge fan of this finisher since it locks you in the attack for a little too long for my liking, so I usually do only the first 2 attacks when underwater since they are pretty quick and do decent damage. All of the magic except for water is also changed. There are also no tiers of magic, so if you equip Blizzard and Blizzaga to your shortcut menu, it will revert both commands to Sea Blizzard. Anyways, let's start with fire. Sea Fire is not really changed except that water surrounds the fire projectile that you shoot. Sea Blizzard is a close range attack that shotguns ice outwards in front of Sora. Sea Thunder shoots out an orb that explodes on impact, and Arrow is not really changed from how it works above water. There's a couple of form changes that actually seem like they use the same kind of magic that Sea Thunder is. And that is all of the things I could find for base Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this showed you just how detailed and impressive Kingdom Hearts 3 really is. I am pretty active on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter, so be sure to follow the links in the description below to stay updated. If you like this, click the cards on screen to watch some of my form change or dry form breakdowns. Subscribe or share this, and I will see you in the next video.